Okay, guys, I've got a closing question for each of you. If you could give one actionable step that businesses could take this week to better support men's mental health, what would it be? Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go first, and so I don't have to steal one of your ideas. I'm going to cheap cop out a little bit here and use something I used earlier. Just normalize the conversation, and that's the best piece of advice I can give to anybody. Is when somebody comes and has a chat with you and says, "I'm struggling mentally," that doesn't mean they're not interested. It doesn't mean they're not engaged. It doesn't mean they want to leave. It doesn't mean all of those things. It doesn't mean they hate the business. It means they need a little bit of support or a lot of support. So make safe spaces where people, employees in particular, and men in particular, can have those conversations.
That's really important. Yeah, thanks, Mike.
I mean, for me, the one thing, like we know in psychological safety, it's important that people feel safe to open up, but people don't just instinctively feel safe just because they've got a nice boss who's quite approachable. You have to, as leaders and managers, give people permission to feel safe. So the one thing you could do if you're a manager or a leader this week is to talk to your team, either individually or all together, and say, even if I'm in a foul mood and it's clear I've had a bad day and you've got something inconvenient to tell me or something you're struggling with, something that's going to add to my list of burdens, please come and tell me because I want to know about it. And you have to give them that permission. Start doing it this week and then reinforce it week in, week out. So people absolutely know they are safe to raise concerns and be themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My tip is always, whenever I'm asked this question, what one small thing would you do? I always feel a bit silly saying it because it's so simple, and it's just talk to your damn people. Just get out there, have a conversation. I mentioned earlier, knowledge is power, and there is that side of things, but there is also opening up, having these conversations yourself opens up further conversations, and it opens up people's ability to use the resources you give them when it comes to mental health and well-being. And I feel that more leaders should not all the time, because you do need that leadership structure, but sometimes you need to talk to someone like a human being and not just as a leader. Because ultimately, we are all professionals, we are all employees, but we are all human at the end of the day. And sometimes we just need to talk to each other and let those walls down. And and one last final thing is small steps are so important. I'm not going to go into a big old rant into atomic habits, but these things stack, and one small step, whether that's talking to your people or opening up the conversations, can definitely lead to further improvements. And the small things are the first step. You just got to take it.
But both those are really powerful, and actually in reality not so small.